The Newsline.
Hello and welcome back to Newsline, brought to you by People's TV. As you are aware, the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, have resumed air strikes in the Gaza Strip. On the ground, Israeli forces have crossed the designated lines and are actively reclaiming territory from Hamas control. These actions come in retaliation for attacks by Hamas terrorists that resulted in the deaths of 2 Israeli soldiers. Israel has also recognized that Hamas is deliberately delaying the return of the bodies of deceased hostages, likely in an attempt to buy time and regroup, assuming Israel will hold back from responding. In Judea and Samaria, also known as the West Bank, terrorist activities have surged, further escalating tensions. These developments have prompted the IDF to not only continue airstrikes but also intensify ground operations. Meanwhile, responding to journalists, the Trump administration stated that Israel has the right to retaliate against Hamas attacks. Vice President J.D. Vance emphasized that they expect Israel will avoid letting the situation escalate into a full-scale war, and President Trump anticipates that both parties will remain committed to upholding the ceasefire in the coming days. The United States further announced that it expects intermediary countries to intervene and pressure Hamas to honor the ceasefire agreement. In the meantime, right-wing Israeli politicians, including Bezalel Smotrich, have urged Prime Minister Netanyahu to convene the cabinet as soon as possible. Smotrich has called on Netanyahu to order the arrest of terrorists who were previously released as part of the ceasefire negotiations. This demand is considered reasonable, as Israel released over 2,000 prisoners while Hamas has failed to meet the initial condition of the ceasefire by not returning all the bodies of deceased hostages. So far, the IDF has carried out 2 major airstrikes. Several right-wing members of the Israeli cabinet are urging the government to re-arrest the released terrorists and deliver a decisive blow to Hamas for failing to honor the ceasefire conditions. As usual, Hamas is shifting the blame to Israel, refusing to return the bodies and claiming that IDF attacks constitute an escalation. In reality, the situation is escalating because Hamas continues to disregard the ceasefire terms. Several media outlets, including Al Jazeera, have reported on this development in a manner sympathetic to Hamas, blaming Israel for violating the ceasefire while largely overlooking Hamas' role in the ongoing crisis. Meanwhile, a source in Washington has revealed that Iran is preparing to restart its uranium enrichment program, confirming an earlier report from another source. Satellite imagery analysis shows that Iran has significantly developed the infrastructure necessary for uranium enrichment. Assessments of these new facilities estimate that Iran could produce up to 400 kilograms of weapons-grade uranium. In a previous video, we highlighted the high likelihood of the IDF launching a major offensive against Hezbollah terrorists. Lebanese intelligence has now confirmed this assessment. Reports indicate that ordinary citizens are being warned via social media. Should another war erupt in Lebanon, Hezbollah would bear responsibility for the escalation. Israel continues to warn Hezbollah against violating the ceasefire, but the group persists in rearming itself rather than complying with the Lebanese government. As a result, Israel cannot allow Hezbollah to threaten its security, making another conflict in Lebanon increasingly likely in the near future. If this report helped you see the situation on the ground clearly, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to People's TV, where truth has no agenda, and facts speak louder than spin.
Subscribe us for more details.